Basically, the sale of human organs has been illegal. Since then, the number of available organs for transplant has gradually decreased. In 2008, there were approximately 75,000 Americans on the waiting list for kidney transplants. The following year, around 18,000 patients on the waiting list only received a transplant compared to 75,000 who needed it. Basically, organ transplants are illegal. You can't sell them. You can't just get out your kidney and say, have it for 20 bucks. It's illegal in America. But the thing, when something's illegal, it creates a black market. The thing with the black market is it comes with a lot of scandalous, shady issues, and usually ends up in the hands of drug lords, and economic downturn happens. So what we're trying to focus on in this debate is not so much as who's right or wrong, and which we need to learn how to do for future debates, but what's the best method to overcome this? When we're arguing in this debate, you got to kind of think about it in the capitalistic, socialistic point of view. The capitalistic being, we want to kind of get the organs, create a market out of it where, suppose Faraz is an organ donor, and Aram needs a kidney. Faraz says, you know what? I need money, so I'm going to sell my kidney, and I'm going to be the middleman. So I'm the middleman, and I ask Faraz, here's $2,000, give me your kidney. And then I go to Aram and I say, okay, you need a transplant, how about $4,000, I'll sell it to you, and you can get the whole surgery clean and done. But the problem with that is, by the way, those are fake numbers, that's not how much it actually costs. The problem with that is, I'm the middleman, and you know how it happens with markets, usually collapses, a lot of intricacies in there. But then we look at the other point of view. If we have a market, then people can convolute it. People can kind of sway the market into their hands. There we have the illegality where it should be illegal to have a middleman. And then organ donors, like you can sign today, when you're getting your license, most of you guys haven't gotten it yet, but when you're getting your license, you can sign if you want to be an organ donor or not. So there's a lot of things you can go about this. So that's basically the topic. If the sale of human organs should be legalized in the United States. Anyone want to start us off?
Hello, my name is Will Kreitz, camera. I personally think that it should be legal to sell human organs. I think that if someone has a perfectly good working kidney or other organ that can be transplanted and they want to make a profit off of it, then more power to them. If someone's struggling with money, then obviously it's a good way to do it. And plus, as you stated previously, there's so many people on the waiting list to have organs that if someone could make a profit off of selling theirs, then there would be so many more out there and so many more people's lives would be saved because there's more organs to choose from. That would be all.
Against the selling of organs because then it gets to a situation where the people, if you're a patient and I have more money than another patient, then I get to buy the organ and you don't. It doesn't matter what the condition is. Also, organs, when they're taken out of the body, they have to be kept in good condition. Like if you have wrong conditions, obviously the organ won't work anymore. And and maintaining that condition is going to be expensive. You don't know how long you need to maintain it before you give it to somebody else. So organs are going to be really expensive, and people who can't afford it say, what are you going to do for people who can't afford it? Like if you set up a financing plan, what if they fall behind on their payments? You can't repossess an organ. Except for repo, man.
You said that there's going to be a market for it and all that, that's illegal and people can't do it. Well, there's already a black market for it, and that's not any much better than if it would be a legal market for it. So if you make it legal, at least there's some sort of order, somebody that has an authoritative position that can dictate it. If there's a black market, people are just going to do whatever they want, kind of like what you said, saying that oh, I have more money than this guy, I'll just buy from him anyway. So either way, that's going to happen. So, but at least if it's legal, you can tax it, you can do certain things to make more money, help get out of the recession. So either way, if it's black market or not black market, people with more money are going to get first priority anyway.
Okay, let's give you 30 seconds to follow up and respond to a statement. So 30 seconds.
Right. Not all patients are going to go through a black market. I mean, if I'm in a condition, I'm not going to go legally buy an organ. and it should be based on not whoever has more money